Alright, Count Disco here, and as promised, I'm doing a review for The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 6, entitled The King, the Widow, and Rick. And this was also the mid-season finale, and I gotta say, I kind of felt let down. This episode was really boring. It felt... To me, it kind of felt like a Texas Longhorn. There was a point here, and there's a point there, and there's a lot of bull in between. It felt it went a good 40 minutes before something interesting happened. Like I said, I don't know what I was hoping for, but I was hoping for more than what we got. It seemed like there was just a lot of talking, a lot of sort of plotting to get people where they're going to be in the next episode, people teaming up to do this or that, talking things out, planning, but not a lot of doing. And like I said, I just thought it was pretty boring. So let's just get into what happened. First we have Rick, and he went to the Garbage Pail Kids, trying to strike up a deal with them, get them to help them fight the Saviors like they did last season. Now, why Rick thinks he can trust these people after they betrayed him, I don't know. Why he thinks they need those guys as numbers, I don't know. I mean, maybe they could have had some kind of treaty, like, trying to think of what the fancy word is for it, like non-aggression treaty. Saying, hey, we're taking down the Saviors, you still want a part of this war? Here's some pictures to show you whose asses we're kicking. And I can't stand the Garbage Pail Kids. You know, the scavengers, as they're called, they live in a dump, a literal dump. And when we see them tonight, they're just kind of milling around the place. And their leader, Janice, chick with the bowl cut, she's doing some artwork, tangling some wires, making another wire cat or whatnot. Hey, we got a viewer. Hey, what's up? What do you think of tonight's episode of The Walking Dead? I'm saying I thought it was completely boring. How about you? So anyways, as I was saying, I thought tonight's episode was boring. We're getting to the Garbage Pail Kids. And their leader, she's doing artwork. But she's not just doing artwork in a dump. She's also doing it in the nude. She had an apron on. That was the most. I'm like, oh, what a nasty. Ew. Gross. I don't like them. They're kind of pretentious, and they talk in that sort of broken, highfalutin English of theirs. Well, not even English. Like, might as well just be Latin. It's like, come on now. The world only collapsed 2 years ago in their world. Why is it they've already invented this whole other language? It doesn't make any sense. And now they got this, the leader is just nasty. I mean, she's like basically naked in a dump. Never heard of tendinitis. Doesn't want to think of all the biological hazards she'd expose, all the chemicals. What the hell do you call that? The bacteria that would be there. No, she's just sitting there, completely naked as a jaybird, working on an iron possum or some damn shit. Rick comes to them, tries to get them to go. They don't want anything to do with it. And then, at the end of the episode, we see Rick's been locked in a Connex with some holes in it for air, so you can see out. And Janice puts a big A on the locker. And I'm thinking, wasn't that what the Terminus people did? They put people in these Connex lockers, and they had A's all over the place. So are the Garbage Pail Kids connected to the Terminus people? Hey, got another viewer. What did you think of tonight's episode of The Walking Dead? Anything? Just leave a comment. Like I said, I don't like that. I don't like the Garbage Pail Kids. Didn't spend too much time with them. But what time we did, it was like, ugh, God. And basically, the story goes nowhere till the very end when you find out that they basically captured Rick. That was kind of stupid that he showed up there alone. Or at the very least, he could have been like, hey, I've got people outside. We'll start bombing this place. But you don't let me go. But he let himself get captured. But it's Rick, so he'll get out of it. So, Everyone else, like I said, they're just kind of milling around, not a lot going on. We see Michonne and Rosita are back on their feet at Alexandria, and they, of course, get the word that the Saviors have been basically cornered in at the sanctuary by just a shitload of walkers. But Michonne's like, I gotta go out and see this. And Rosita's like, well, I'm gonna go with you. And I'm like, oh, what? Really? Michonne got the shit beaten out of her, and Rosita took a bullet, but they're both on their feet, and now they want to go outside the gate. And it's like, would it really hurt them to ask some people, some of the able-bodied people, hey, you want to go with us? We need someone who wasn't just recovering from a bullet wound or a major ass kicking. So when they're out there, headed to the sanctuary, they hear this weird music. They go to this warehouse. They see there's these two saviors, and they've connected all these speakers. They put two and two together, say, oh, these people are going to take this truck filled, with speakers that's blasting this opera music out to the sanctuary to draw all the walkers away. We got to stop them. So they start sneaking up on the guys, but then Michonne kicks the tennis balls on the ground. This alerts the saviors, so there's a bit of a shootout. Rosita blows a guy apart with a rocket launcher, and the one chick hops in the speaker truck, starts taking off. You think she's going to get away, and then she gets sideswiped by a garbage truck driven by Daryl and Tara, because they apparently decided they needed to leave Alexandria and go to the sanctuary themselves, because they both want to kill Dwight. Well, Tara wants to kill Dwight. I don't know what Daryl's feelings is on the matter. And then, of course, they link up with Rosita and Michonne. They go to the sanctuary. They scope the place out. Situation hasn't changed. The walkers are still surrounding the place. And I'm wondering, do they not have people out there, 24 hours, keeping an eye on the place? Didn't Rick say something about that? You think they could link up with the people they got down there? And they're going to have some kind of plan to attack the sanctuary so they can kill everyone. Okay, meanwhile, at the kingdom, Maggie is getting into it with Jesus, because Jesus is feeding the prisoners, taking care of them, because he's Jesus, right? And this car, her and him go back and forth about whether or not they should even have prisoners. We've already seen this debate. Gregor was like, no, you got to kill them. And later in the night, you hear this sort of clanking coming in from the kingdom. And, Jesus looks in. You think they're making gallows, but instead it was just a prison pen to put all the saviors in. So they have them all locked up. And Gregor is like, no, we should kill them. And, he's been on Maggie's ass to kill him. Maggie's like, you know what? We can't trust you. Go in the pen with your friends. So they, that was funny. I gotta say, just, Gregory getting locked in the pen with the saviors. And, him crying, moping about it, maybe not so much funny, but, just the fact that he got put in the pen with them. And, of course, that one douchebag savior, Jared, tries to go for the gun of the one kingdom chick, the blonde one who's the archer. And Maggie beats the shit out of him. She's got the gun pointed at him, like, shoot his ass! Shoot his ass! You gave him a chance to survive. He's going to try and take a gun from one of your people. You should shoot his ass. Make an example of him right there. But she doesn't. Then later we see that guy's kind of cutting his restraints. But this one of the other saviors kind of knocks the rock out of his hands and says, hey, you're getting us all killed. Hopefully, he'll try to escape again and get a bullet to the head. That's what I'm hoping for. It's that one douchebag savior who shot Benjamin. He's always, being a smartass. I want to see him get killed. I want to see him die. I'm going to put it on my predictions list. That guy's got to die. Jared is his name. I want to see him die. Looks like we got another viewer. Hey, what did you think of tonight's episode of The Walking Dead? You think they should kill off that Jared character? Yeah? Anyway, that's where that story went. Carol is trying to motivate Ezekiel to get out and be king, but he's all broken about all the people he got killed and his tiger's gone. That was kind of depressing. And then, of course, Jerry, he's still standing guard, even though Ezekiel told him he didn't have to do it anymore, but Jerry's going to keep doing it. That seems sad. And this one kid, who's the brother of the one Benjamin who got killed, Simon Wee. Andres, sorry, I don't speak that. What did you think of tonight's episode there, buddy? Okay, I guess he's gone. Anyway, like was I saying, Ezekiel doesn't want to do it. Carol's really trying to get him. This one bratty kid starts following Carol around. Carol doesn't want anything to do with that, but let's look at her track record. Kids hanging out with her. Her daughter, of course, got killed. Then, when she was at the prison, she kind of took on some of the kids, adopted the two little girls after their father died. Prison gets overrun, and while they're out there, one of the little girls kills the other one, and then Carol has to put her down. Never, look at the flowers. Look at the flowers, Lacey. A little later, when they make their way towards the kingdom, Benjamin, who's the brother, well, actually, no, even before that, he had Sam Anderson, and Alexandria, the one kid who liked her cookies, who was following her around. He ended up getting the shit eaten out of him by the walkers. So like I said, kids, do not hang around Carol. What? Hold on, I got some comments to read here. Oh, you thought it was good? I didn't. The end. Towards the end, it got good. But there was a good 40 minutes where nobody did anything. Do you think Carl's going to die? Not really. I think at that first episode of this season, they had a flash forward. So that was showing that Carl is going to be alive, I don't know, 2-3 years in the future. So I think Carl's going to be good for this season. Anyone else is going to die? I imagine there'll be some casualties. I don't know who. Like I made a prediction, I thought Rick might get it this season. You got to figure Andrew Lincoln probably wants to move on after 8 years. But then again, no, he was in the Flash Forward too. So maybe he'll die next season. But yeah, there'll be some casualties. There'll be some minor characters. I don't really know if any major ones are going to get killed off. I'm really hoping that douchebag savior Jared gets it. So anyway, like I said, this little kid's following Carol around. He follows her right outside the gate, where some walkers try to attack him, but Carol has to save this kid. Henry, that's his name. And like I said with Sam, he got eaten. So, kids hanging around Carol, they always end up dying. So stay the hell away from Carol. And I was watching just on The Talking Dead, the little kid that's following her around now is the brother of the girl who played Sophia, her daughter, in season 1 and 2. Which I thought was pretty interesting. I guess they're trying to say, hey, Carol, you going to take this kid on as a mother? It's like, no. So lastly, the only other thing that really happened was Carl got talking to the one guy they met in the first episode of this season, Sadiq. And he finds this guy, he's got, hey, I got some food for you. And, why don't you, tries to, recruit this guy to to Alexandria. Basically, he asks him the 3 questions. How many walkers have you killed? And this guy's killed 230-something. Have you ever killed anyone? He goes, yeah, this one guy who I guess got attacked by walkers, but they didn't finish him off, so Sadiq put the guy out of his misery. And Carl's like, come on, I'll show you around. And I'm like, shouldn't you mention the whole war thing? I mean, that's the reason Rick took a shot at the guy, because they didn't know he was a savior or not. Don't you think you should tell this guy before you bring him to Alexandria that there's a war going on? But him and Carl bond, and that's where that's going. So this is going to be a new character they introduce. And I've read the comics, so I know that this is who this character is. He didn't show up till many, many more comics later. You know, they have this arch where they're at war with the Saviors, and this guy shows up years later. I don't want to spoil what's going to happen, but yeah, this guy's probably going to be part of the show. So like I said, that's everything that happened, but it took forever for it to happen. And, you know, I thought tonight's episode was boring. Just absolutely boring. One thing I really didn't like, why did they not go back to Negan and Eugene and Dwight and everyone, and Gabriel, everyone who's stuck in the sanctuary? I thought they needed to go back there. So we could see their plan coming to fruition, how they're going to get out of there. Hot air balloons. That's my prediction, by the way. But they didn't do anything with Negan, so they're still there in the sanctuary. So, you know, they didn't really leave us with anything that we absolutely positively needed to see tonight, so we would stick with the season when it comes back. It was just, felt like a regular episode. It didn't feel like it was going anywhere. Tonight was the mid-season, was it conclusion? Finale? Right? Yeah, like I said, it didn't seem like all that good of an episode. I think we have some comments to read. Let's see, anyone else? Boring dead. Yeah, that's what I thought about it, buddy. And seeing how no one is watching anymore. Oh, then we got another one. What? Yep, that's, I think that's where we're going to end it. That's what I thought of tonight's episode.